how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. You are an amazing young man.
Thank you.
When is your birthday?
November 20th?
Okay. You're almost like a Thanksgiving baby. Well, it's
Yep.
such a pleasure to meet you, Kavanaugh. I was so impressed with your story on CNN Heroes. How does it feel to be a CNN hero?
It feels really good. I'm really surprised that I am one.
Why wouldn't you be? What you're doing is so great.
Thank you.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
No.
It's just you and your mom, huh? And your dad?
Yeah, me, my mom, and my dad. I think I have 11 cousins and I'm about to have 12.
Oh wow. Okay, so you have plenty of family to help keep you company, you know. So
Yeah.
tell me a little bit more about yourself. What is it that you like to do other than your charity, your organization that you're doing?
Well, I like to play baseball, basketball. I wanted to play soccer, and I want to play football. But since COVID, I can't really do that now.
Right.
So I do a lot of stuff. Sorry, that's my alarm. Anyways, I play basketball, I play baseball, and oh, I also like to mess around with my cousins and play video games. I like to color, and I like to do a lot of stuff, and I also like to help my community.
Well, you know what? That is just fantastic. You know, like I said, when I saw your story, Kavanaugh, I was just so impressed, and I wanted to meet you. So thank you for this time. So do you have any questions for me?
Well, yes, I do. So my first question is, what is the biggest impact that you would like to create for the world?
The biggest impact I would like to create for the world is what I'm doing right now, which is trying to entertain and inspire and inform people. Also, being able to have platforms like I do to be able to meet wonderful people like yourself and make sure that we highlight and talk about the great things that you're doing. And I worked really hard to get here, and but my impact is to be able to be a positive light in the world. And it's just nice to meet people like you who is also very positive in the world. And so that's what I'm going to try to continue doing.
Yeah, I think I heard that you're a comedian.
Yes, Kavanaugh, I'm a comedian. I'm a stand-up comic. I'm also an author and a talk show host.
Oh.
And but don't ask me any jokes right now, because I don't, do jokes like off the cuff. I mean, unless you know a really good joke that I could use.
I'm a comedian-ish. I always say funny things that I don't actually think are funny, and then my mom starts laughing, and then my aunt starts laughing, and then my cousins start laughing. I don't know why they're laughing, but sometimes I can be a comedian.
Oh, well, that's good. Do you know what you want to be when you grow up?
A comedian maybe, but I want to be a mayor or a police officer.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you got all the leadership tools that you're working on. So that would be great. So good job.
Thank you. What do you look forward to the most this year?
Wow. Well, this year, in 2021, I'm looking forward to getting out of this pandemic. Don't you hate this pandemic? We can't see our friends, and we can't go out and play, and so I'm really looking forward to getting out of this pandemic. And the way we do that is by hopefully people get vaccinated. We need 70% of the country to do that, but also people need to keep wearing masks, and they keep washing their hands and staying 6 feet apart from each other. And, you know, the sooner that we can all do that, the sooner we can get out of here, and we can, you know, I want to be able to meet you in person and give you a big hug for all that you're doing and stuff. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most this year, getting out of the pandemic.
Yeah, me too, because I can't play with my friends, but I actually do live in my aunt's house, so some of my cousins are here. 3 of them are here, so I get to
Oh,
see them.
well, that's good. So you're not lonely, you know.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Oh, and what motivates you to be excellent in what you do?
That's a hard question, Kavanaugh. You're asking some really good questions. What motivates me? You know, when I look on the news and I see people are suffering, I try to make the world a better place. And so if I can try to help people, I do. But also what motivates me are wonderful young people like yourself. So I work with a lot of organizations that help young people. And that's what keeps me motivated. So like when I saw your story, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm so motivated, because I'm like, he's done this whole thing with helping give out food to people, making sure that they have proper nutrition. And I was like, I got to do that. You know, I got to help. So, you know, thank you for motivating me, because, you know, we can all learn something. Even though people are young, that doesn't mean we can't learn something from, you know, the youth. So thank you. But what motivates you?
Well, what motivates me, or particular, I would say who motivates me, is my grandma, because
Mm.
she's always a hard worker. Because when I need her, and her knee hurts, or like she doesn't feel so well, she always figures out how to help me, and she always supports me in what I'm doing. So I'm just doing this because well, she supports me to make me want to do more, and yeah, she's just what motivates me.
There's nothing like a good grandma, huh?
Yeah.
And I saw you with your grandma. She is so beautiful. Oh my goodness, she is just lovely, you know?
Yeah, well, I don't know if you could say that to herself. She she's like, "Oh, I don't want to be on camera. No, I don't know if I look so good."
Oh,
But
you
she looks fine.
she is beautiful. You tell her when you see her that Lonnie Love said that she's so beautiful, and I love seeing her hug you and be with you, you know. How are you still doing your food giveaways?
So actually, we're doing something called a mobile pantry. It's like it's like we build it, and then I put it in my community where like
Oh,
people would be able to take stuff from it.
okay.
So that's what we're
That's
doing right now, right now
oh,
because of COVID. So yeah.
that is excellent, Kavanaugh. Wow. So people actually you're putting it in a singular spot, and people can come and pick up the food that they need.
Yeah, so I'm putting it like I put it at my uncle's house. Now,
Okay.
there's a bunch of people in their neighborhood. So the people would come to it, take stuff, and we specifically have a sign on there that says take stuff and then give back stuff that you don't need. Like if you bought a can of corn but you don't need it, put it in there.
Right. Oh wow. Excellent. I'm so proud of you. And what is it
Thank you.
called?
Well, my pantry was called the Love is Greater Than COVID-19 Community Pantry. So, these mobile pantries are called the Love is Greater Than COVID-19 Mobile Pantries.
Yes. Okay, Kavanaugh. I love it. I love that name. That's a wonderful name. What made you want to do all of this?
Well, since like I didn't want my grandma to catch coronavirus, so I made care packs for her and the senior citizens that live in her senior facility. And then a bunch of people shared my story, and then a bunch of people heard about my story, and they started donating from all around the world. That made me start the Love is Greater Than COVID-19 community pantry. And with someone being super nice, he let us use his workspace. But he was opening back up, so we couldn't use it anymore. So that's why me and my mom thought, well, we still want to help our community because, like, it's coronavirus. And I thought, okay, mobile pantries, that's what it is.
Wow, that's an excellent idea. That is so great. And thank you for helping out your community. You are helping so many people. How does it feel knowing that you're helping so many people?
It makes me feel so beautiful inside because, like, when they smile and just when they tell me how they're feeling, and then when they say, I know you're going to be special when you grow up, and I hope you go on to help as many people as you can. It just makes me feel so beautiful inside to know that just because I'm strangers to them doesn't mean that I can still help them.
Right.
So
Exactly.
it just makes me feel beautiful inside, knowing that I'm actually able to help and not just sit around and not do nothing.
That is so wonderful. I'm so proud of you and all the work that you're doing. And I want you to continue. And this isn't our last meet and greet. I'm pretty sure that I will be seeing you really soon because you're just doing great things for your community now. And I want you to stay in school. I think the best advice that I can give you is continue doing what you're doing, but also get your education and stay in school. You have a wonderful future ahead of you, and I can't wait to see you really soon. You know that?
Yeah. Well, I actually have one more question for you. What advice would you give an 8-year-old like me?
Well, it's been a long time since I've been 8, Kavanaugh. It's been a long time, okay? I think the best advice is to make sure that you listen to your mommy, that you keep working at what you want to do. And when you feel something that you don't want to do, talk it over with your mommy and say, hey, I don't want to do this. I don't feel good doing this, but I want to do this. So always make sure you listen to your heart about what you want to do. And like I said, stay in school, get your education, because education is going to keep opening up your world and you keep meeting different people that can help you to achieve and become what you want to become. But you really don't need a lot of advice, Kavanaugh. You're doing fine.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for this time. I'm so honored to meet you. And like I said, I want to see you really soon. I have a talk show. So I would love for you to come on the talk show if you're able to and talk about, would you like to do that?
Yeah.
Well, let me see what I can do. We can work it out. I know you're so busy, but I would love to talk to you more and, you know, let people know all of the good things that you're doing. So that's why I shared your story. Now continue sharing your story, Kavanaugh. You're a wonderful young man.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Well, I will see you soon. I want to see you on the show. I love your hair, too. I wanted to tell you that. Love it.
Thank you so much.
Well, you have a good day, Kavanaugh.
You too.